Welcome back to the Auto Insider, where you come to find out what's new, what's hot, and what's not in the automotive industry. This week we have this 2022 Ford Expedition. This is a limited edition of this Expedition. Blacked out wheels, blacked out grille. But it's still a 7-passenger family hauler. How well does this Expedition hold up after all these years of one of the original full-size SUVs? Well, let's not waste any more time out here. Let's go inside where all the fun happens in this 2022 Expedition. And once inside, you'll notice the Expedition has been updated. A lot of new modern features in here to make this feel like the Mustang Mach-E. And I say that because of this new infotainment system. It seems that consumers now are requiring a larger infotainment system to interact with while they're driving. And like the Mach-E from Ford, this one has a huge screen here. This is gonna be a thing. So whether you like it or not, you might as well get used to it. This is where we're going when it comes to infotainment, even in our full-size SUVs. But that's not where things have stopped here in the upgrades for the Expedition. You see here on the center, gear shifter has been removed and it's been replaced with this knob that you dial to your transmission settings. Love it or hate it, it's what it is. Wish that a lot more automakers go to that. Also, we have here multiple drive modes, so we can take this vehicle off-road. And from what we understand, it's not bad in the dirt and rocks. Didn't take it there this time, but I'm sure there are videos out here that'll show you the Expedition doing just that. Here in the center, you have a wireless phone charger. Works well. I would say it works better than most vehicles we've tested over the last year. Your phone fits there, stays in place. Now, if anything larger than an iPhone 12, you may have a bit of a challenge, but if that's the case, there's a standard USB charger here and a USB-C fast charger as well. I am a fan of knobs, switches, buttons. I like the manual way to control an infotainment system. The only manual buttons here is this volume control. Everything else is touchscreen. Here's how you control your temperature. You tap this and then you can slide up and down. And while it may seem a little odd to do it this way, I have found that while I'm driving, I have been able to manipulate that without looking away from the road. Here's how you control your heated and cooled seats. Here's how you control your heated steering wheel and your fan speeds. Not terrible. If you want to go to your manual radio stations, this then becomes an issue because then I have to go in here and type in my stations and hit enter while I'm driving. I would recommend you absolutely program your radio stations before you ever start moving. There's also this feature. My 14-year-old loves it. Not really sure what the purpose of it is, but it allows you to go in here and sketch on the screen. Maybe if you're waiting at a drive-through, because the car has to be in park and inoperable for that to work. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it is connected wirelessly. So as you can see, I'm not connected to it, but my phone is. When I tap on the vehicle here, it allows me to go in and check through things like controls and settings. The camera system is phenomenal on here. Here's the front of the vehicle. Here's a 360 above head view. The cameras are there on the outside mirrors that allow it to put together this picture. Great for families. I'm gonna always highlight this whenever I talk about a family vehicle, because this is where you prevent things like running over your kids' toys or even your kids or your pets. You can change the different views here. So if you're going to be towing, this gives you the hook. As you can see right here is where my tow hitch would be, so it'll allow me to line it up with any trailer that I was about to pull. Speaking of trailer, here's the Pro Trailer Assist. You've seen the commercials. I wish we had a trailer to tow, but you dial this knob and it allows you to back your trailer up for those of us who are novice, or let's just say beginners. This is the control here for your brakes on your trailer. Those of you who tow are very familiar with that. That part is for the people who are not normal towers, but you buy a vehicle like this, maybe you will take vacations and pull jet skis or a small boat along with it. This is what it allows you to do. You go through a checklist. Is everything in place? This allows for one person to go in, hook up, and tow a trailer without necessarily having to have the assistance of another person. Really cool feature. Love this feature for families. Whenever that back door is open and something is placed on that back seat, when you get out of the car, it'll alert you that you've left something behind and check it. For shows like the Auto Insider, if you want to listen to us on Saturdays and you have one of these new vehicles that has high definition radio, I talk about that HD, you go here, and as you make your choices, it goes from 1, 2 to 3. This is how we consume WAOK on the FM dial here in Atlanta. But for the rest of you who are not in Atlanta and you want to get our complete reviews of these vehicles, all you have to do is download our Odyssey app. That's AUDACY. You can download WAOK and listen to us and our reviews no matter where you are in the country. This is a great, in my opinion, road trip vehicle. Road trip vehicles, though, are more than just the ride quality. You have to have places to store extra things. Ford is taking care of that with extra storage compartments here in the dash. The doors, as you can see, are full of storage space, even additional cup holders there. You have your cup holders here. Like we said again, the wireless charger, the USB chargers. Placed here next to the seat for extra storage. And then when you have little ones, there's always something extra to carry. Even a standard size purse will fit in here. So even if you're not on a road trip and you're just moving around, ladies can put their purses right there in that center console. On this limited edition, you also have this nice contrasting stitching along the seats. I think Ford did a really good job with that. Gave it an upscale feel. And the stitching also runs along the door. It carries on across the dash. Some might argue that could have been more luxurious and softer touch points here, but then it would be a navigator. And though this is not exclusive to Ford, this is a feature that I've long appreciated, is these foot pedals. The way that you can adjust the foot pedals and bring them up for someone of a smaller stature, shorter legs. You can bring the foot pedals closer to the driver. That's a big deal, because what we don't want is people too close to the steering wheel, because if in fact the vehicle's involved in an impact that would deploy the airbags, you don't want to be too close to the steering wheel, because it can cause tremendous amount of damage to a human, to your face, your chest, or what have you. So I like the fact that those pedals can be adjusted up and down so that the seat doesn't have to be so close to the steering wheel. Another thing we like about vehicles is a place to put our sunglasses when we're getting in and out of the car. Great little place there. Controls for your sunroof and your sunshade for this enormous panoramic roof. Adds tons of light all the way back to the second and third row. And if you're like most of us and have one of these newer homes, you may need this feature. I like having it here. Fold these mirrors away when you have to park in a garage. And then when we come here to this second row, I would say that this panoramic roof makes it feel big, but it is big. And the third row even fits a full-size adult. I'll show you that in a minute. But here on the second row, cup holders for your little ones. They also have a third climate control, USB-C fast charger, as well as a USB standard charger. Then you have a 10-volt outlet for plugging up your gaming devices for those long road trips. So for a full-size SUV, this thing has to be easy to get in and out of this third row. Getting in, not so bad. Seat moves out of the way, pulls right back in place. Tons of leg room and good headroom. But how do we get out? Not quite as easy, but your little ones, this will be no problem at all. And speaking of no problem, accessing the cargo area. Full-size SUV, you got plenty of room behind this third row. But if you need more, power folding third row gets that seat right out of your way. There's a little bit of underfloor storage here, and there's also a cargo net. So when you want to keep things from moving around here in the back. I hate when things fall out when you open this back door. Other side folds flat in the floor. And again, manual folding for the second row. You can't get the second row back up that way, but it's easy to get it down. So, trip to the big box store, no challenges getting everything you need in the back of this full-size SUV. So, if you ever needed an argument for having a full-size SUV, use this Expedition as your example. Well, that's all the time we have today on the Auto Insider, but for more of what's new, what's hot, and what's not, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and download the SoundCloud app and listen to all of our reviews in their entirety. The moment of truth. Is this 2022 Expedition Limited Edition hot or not? For a full-size 7-passenger vehicle, it gets 18 miles per gallon. You can carry around the whole family and their cargo. And if you need to tow something or go off-road, this Expedition will get you there in style and with confidence. So we'd have to give this Expedition 2 thumbs up. This one's hot. Good job, Ford. Until next week, I'm Daryl Killian for the Auto Insider.